All right, so let's start with the big story that we are tracking on WION at this hour. Counting is currently underway in what is being dubbed would be a historic election in South Africa. South Africa's election body has officially declared the completion of voting process a while ago. Final results of the polls are expected by Sunday. The voter turnout could surpass 66%, which was a record that was set in the 2019 polls. The Electoral Commission is periodically announcing the outcome of small tranches of vote count. Preliminary results indicate that the ruling African National Congress could end up losing its majority, in line with the predictions that have been made in the course of these last few weeks and months. The early trends have also revealed that the ANC might secure less than 50% of the electoral mandate. With less than 20% of the votes having been counted, currently the ANC stands at about 43% in terms of its vote share. But of course, keep tracking the developments. On the other hand, the Zuma-led MK party has some reason to celebrate for making inroads in this pivotal election. The daughter of the former president, Jacob Zuma, has spoken with WION's correspondent Calden Ongmu, celebrating the newly formed party's performance so far, has also ruled out any alliance with the ruling ANC. Listen in.
If I can ask, will there be a coalition with ANC or not?
Definitely not ANC. We are looking to work with black progressive parties such as ACT, UDM, PAC, ATM, including EFF, yes.
How's the former president reacting to the numbers that are coming in?
I actually haven't spoken to him today, so I'll chat with him later and hear what I'm sure he's happy though. I think people wanted to see what the ANC could not implement, which is the land issue, free education, and the unemployment rate, which has increased drastically. So I think they saw what President Zuma could do before and trust they could do it again. So yeah, that's where we are.
So everyone is waiting with bated breath to see as to which way the mandate, of course, swings. And our correspondent Calden Ongmu has been tracking all the developments from the ground in Johannesburg and has sent us this report. Take a listen.
I am at the IEC's Result Operating Center, where all the numbers from across the country's voting districts are coming through. These big screens behind me tell you who is leading and who is left behind. The ANC, for the very first time in 30 years, is likely to fall below the 50% mark, forcing them to go into coalition. Talks on the ground are ANC and DA may be forced to form a grand coalition, but it's still too early to predict the future. At 3 p.m. South African time, only 20% of the overall votes were counted. In KwaZulu-Natal, which is the country's most populated province, Jacob Zuma's new party, the Umkhonto we Sizwe, has garnered highest votes so far. Even some of the ANC officials admit that they have done exceptionally well in the province. This is Calden Ongmu from Johannesburg, South Africa, for WION World is One.
A substantial number of votes are yet to be counted. Analysts are speculating that the African National Congress might be forced to make some kind of a deal with one or other parties to govern. Many fear the coalition situation could lead to unprecedented political volatility in the coming weeks and months. On the ground, the South Africans have mixed reactions to the polling process, the overall election outcome, the issues that have piled on over the years.
Other people couldn't even vote. You're in South Africa, but you can't even vote. So what the IEC did to us yesterday was not good. One day they must explain to us why they couldn't give us national and provincial ballots while I'm in my province and country.
I voted well. I voted for a different party. Hopefully it's going to change. The people in power hopefully are going to come down and we're going to have a new political party.
Now, many in the country share concerns over rising unemployment. That appears to be at its highest at the moment. Other issues include rampant crime, corruption scandals, and regular power cuts and acute water shortages. In 2023, the economy grew by a meager 6%, and these are some of the big issues that have dominated the election process in South Africa. And to give us more perspective in terms of what is happening at this moment in the elections in South Africa, my colleague Calden Ongmu is joining us from Johannesburg over the phone line. Calden, this really is the big moment. Tell us what you're picking up at your end. The voting has come to an end and the counting of votes is underway. Which way is the mandate likely to swing?
Mohammed, thank you so much. I can just give you an update even before going back to your question. Just around about 6 p.m. South African time, about 27% of the votes have been counted, and ANC is still leading there, but and the Democratic Alliance still coming on the second, EFF, that's Economic Freedom Fighters, on the third, and the new party on the ground from your even political parties, the experts, analysts on the ground at the RSC, that the results operating centers, they're saying that ANC for the very first time will no longer catch that 50% majority. Right? There's horse trading. Political parties have started talking to one another. They are not doing it openly, but of course, experts are saying they have started speaking to one another. They have to, because this preliminary results already show where ANC stands. And also, it's a monumental big change for the country. Never, ANC has been ruling, just as you mentioned in your read, in the country for 30 years now. So it's a big monumental change for the South Africans as well. But who will be the kingmakers at the end of this? It's going to be the smaller parties, like everyone is talking about. If at all ANC manages to even get the predicted 41 to 43% vote, they will be forced to go into coalition with smaller parties. If not that, if DA gets higher votes, the Democratic Alliance, which is the second biggest opposition, which is the first main opposition party, they will be forced to go into a coalition with them. So it's going to be a grand coalition between ANC and DA. But will that happen? We don't know at this given point of time. But the results are still very early. By tomorrow, at least midday, even IEC says they might be able to get at least 70 to 80% of votes counted. So we will have a clearer picture tomorrow.
Absolutely, indeed. Thank you very much indeed, Kaldinong, for joining us and getting us all those details from Johannesburg. The next 24 hours to 48 hours are going to be very interesting to watch out for, as the vote counting process is currently underway, and we'll of course have a much more clearer picture in the next 24 hours. Thank you very much indeed, Kaldin, for joining us and getting us that perspective. We'll of course come back to you as more details emerge in this pot boiler of an election that is unfolding in South Africa. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.